You're watching a Highwire Media podcast.
Welcome to the Talkin' Texas Rangers show. As always, I'm your host, Larry Lease. Today, we're diving into all the latest headlines coming out of Globe Life Field. Before we do that, give us your thoughts on how the Cowboys are performing this year. And of course, is there any surprises you've noticed? Let me know. So right off the bat, our first topic, the Texas Rangers could be getting a ton of reinforcements back just before the playoffs. The Texas Rangers are officially back in the running for the playoffs and are defying logic by staying contenders. A group lovingly referred to as the Little Rascals has kept the club afloat, including Michael Hellman's grand slam on Monday night. The good news is that as the season reaches its final weeks, the team is getting healthier. Several big cogs could return to the lineup, with some of them coming back just this week. Initially, the Texas Rangers had hoped that Adolis García could be back at least as a pinch hitter for the start of the weekend's Astros series. That didn't happen. However, the newest update is that he could be back from his quad injury by Monday to start another Astros series that will be huge. Seager, who has missed several weeks with an appendectomy while he's still quite a ways away, he could be back in just over a week for the series against the Marlins and or the Twins. That would be a big boost for the club as they close up the regular season. Tyler Mahle is expected to rejoin the Rangers rotation by the end of this week or the weekend. The pitcher came out of the second rehab start with no ill effects after much sharper results. He could be a candidate to begin over the weekend or work in a piggyback arrangement with Jacob Latz, who started Monday for the Rangers. I'm always horrible at pronouncing his last name, but Danny, I'll just call it Danny C., has been on the IL since September 1st with shoulder fatigue, and he recently said he is good to go and is expected to throw in a rehab outing before the end of the week for AA Frisco. He's eligible to return on Sunday in New York, and it appears he won't miss more than the minimum. Haggerty is slated for a rehab assignment this weekend, and if all goes well with his ankle inflammation, he could be back for the Astros series. However, there is some doubt that all will go well, and if it doesn't, he's likely done for the year. This week, Semien was cleared to walk without a walking boot and has begun some lower body work, mostly without putting weight on the foot. I hope he can be back by the last week of the regular season, though the playoffs, should the Rangers get there, are more likely. And now on to our next topic. The Rangers' Swiss Army knife reliever is quietly emerging as the bullpen hero that Bruce Bochy needs. The Texas bullpen has been shaky, but one reliever with a sub-1 ERA since July might be the solution they've needed. As the Texas Rangers continue to do battle with a bullpen that has a ton of tired arms, one Swiss Army knife type reliever has stepped up and taken command. Shawn Armstrong came into Sunday's game to hand the club a series win over AL West leading Houston. And in the process, once again, looks like the guy who could be the full-time ninth inning answer for the rest of the month at least. The Texas Rangers, quasi-closer has also had a near-perfect second half. The veteran right-hander, who also notched 4 outs in the 10th and 11th innings of Friday's Game 1 4-3 win versus the Astros, Armstrong has operated as the team's bullpen ace with a .83 ERA in 21.2 innings since the All-Star break. Only 8 other American League relievers have a sub-1 ERA since July 14th, and none has pitched in more games than he has in that span. Bruce Bochy said, quote, "This guy, he has been saving games for us, but he has saved us. He's been steady, so consistent, and a guy that we have so much trust in." The Texas Rangers have spent a good portion of the season trying to find someone who can really lock down the 9th inning. So far, everyone but Shawn Armstrong has faltered. It looks like the club has finally found its guy. Now, it's all about using him properly in the season's final month and getting into the playoffs. And now on to our next topic. We're going to take a look at 3 upcoming Rangers free agents that don't need to be re-signed. While yes, they did have a good season, we just don't need them. We are nearing the end of the 2025 regular season, and whether or not the Rangers make the playoffs, they will soon be fated are faced with tougher roster decisions, heading into next spring. There will be some not so tough choices to make, and some that will take President of Baseball Operations Chris Young some time in deciding if pursuing them in free agency will be worth it. While the Rangers have fought for a playoff spot this season, I bet the prep has started in secret for Young and the organization. So these are 3 current players that are set to be free agents in the winter that, despite their production, will not return to Texas. Number 1, Merrill Kelly. Acquired by the Rangers during the trade deadline this July, Texas sent 4 pitching prospects to Arizona for Kelly's services in the final months of the 2025 season. The 36-year-old had only ever pitched in an Arizona Diamondback uniform throughout his 7-year big league career, but made his Rangers debut on August 2nd in Seattle. Since being traded, Kelly's presence has been much needed with the injuries to Nathan Eovaldi and John Gray, mixed with inconsistencies of Kumar Rocker. In 7 games as a Ranger, Kelly is 2-1 with a .298 ERA, 35 strikeouts, 9 walks, and a .99 WHIP in 42 1/3 innings. While I'm sure Texas would love to have Kelly back next season, there's a high possibility that he will just not be worth the money given the direction they are headed in the future. Then we have Chris Martin, a veteran that is respected and quite reliable in the back end of the bullpen for a team. Martin is in his 2nd stint with the Rangers and is still a trusted reliever for Bochy. The 39-year-old right-hander has a .263 ERA in 43 games for Texas this season, but has seen his fair share of injuries throughout the year. Since returning from the IL on September 1st, Martin is still a big-time arm with only 2 earned runs over the last 3 1/3 innings of work. He will be a free agent at the end of the year, and the decision will have to be made for Martin if he will even continue his playing career or end up retiring. Even if he continued his career, Texas will likely balk at re-signing him and go after other options. Then, finally, Rowdy Tellez. Of course, I'm probably saying his last name wrong. He's been a revelation since he joined the Rangers on July 18th after being waived by Seattle a month earlier. The left-handed first baseman stepped into a rocky first base position with Jake Burger consistently getting injured, and the other options Texas tried didn't seem to pan out. Texas was looking for a veteran who could right the ship and give them some stableness at the position. Rowdy has appeared in 35 games for Texas, and in that time, he's slashed .244, .305, .419 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs with a .724 OPS. He's come up clutch, including a handful of big-time hits for Texas during their miracle second half. Let me know if you agree with this list or not, or if there's other people you would add to this list. And now on to our next topic. There's a Rangers southpaw that is forcing Bruce Bochy's hand to be part of a rotation moving forward. The Texas Rangers might have found their ace in the hole regarding Jacob Latz becoming a permanent fixture in the team's rotation for at least the remainder of the regular season. Latz shined again on Monday, delivering 5 2/3 shutout innings against Major League Baseball's best team in the Brewers, helping Texas secure a series-opening 5-0 victory. It has been much needed down the stretch with the injuries to Gray and Eovaldi. Latz has been providing 5 to 6 strong innings every 5th game, and it begs Texas to consider where would Latz be most useful to end the year. On Monday, it was revealed that Tyler Mahle should be making his return to the Rangers rotation as early as this weekend during their season against the Mets in Queens. Tyler showed sharp results in his 2 rehab assignments in Round Rock and will be a huge lift for the team in their final 17 games of the season. But that does pose a challenge in how Bruce Bochy will structure his rotation. A lot of people can look at Latz's body of work this season and justify guaranteeing him a spot in the rotation for the remainder of the year, regardless of Tyler's return. And it makes sense because even with the rehab start from Mahle, I don't think he's at starter level usage immediately upon his return. This could mean using Latz and Mahle to piggyback off of each other. Bochy is no stranger to that method, having used it multiple times in 2023 and 24 to help ease the workload of his pitchers or navigate injuries where he was starting long relievers. Heck of a day for Jacob Latz against the best team in baseball. He recorded 5.2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 5 Ks, 1 walk. Excuse me. Up until this season, Latz only made one career start among his 50 big league appearances. The Rangers' 2017 fifth-round pick is 1-0 with a 2.73 ERA, 24 strikeouts, and 11 walks in his 29 2/3 innings of work as a starter this season. He's not an overpowering pitcher, averaging only 94 miles an hour on his fastball, which is about middle of the pack in MLB this season. But he is able to generate a lot of whiffs, and his slider only has a 183 opponent average against. This is an intriguing revelation for the Rangers for the years to come, as Mahle and Gray are set to be free agents at season's end, and they are looking for someone to pair with DeGrom, Eovaldi, Leiter, and potentially Cody Bradford. Lefty pitchers are also heavily desired, and regardless of how Texas decides to use Latz in 2026, he has shown that he is a valuable piece in Arlington for the future. And now on to our next topic. Should Bruce Bochy be the manager in 2026? Or is it time for both parties to move on from each other? The 2025 Rangers season has been a roller coaster that has felt like a car crash. Bochy has attempted to hold off the inevitable, and time will tell if he can do the impossible and get this team to the deep playoffs. Despite the miracle run the Rangers are currently on, there is clearly a call for change happening. The team has been underperforming for 2 years now, despite multiple attempts to get it restarted. Bochy still has the desire to coach and will have a decision to make on where. Rumors have been swirling about the Rangers manager and where he will be at in 2026. He will have a decision to make himself, but will the Rangers be telling him that he won't have the choice in staying in Arlington? So why should he come back? Or why should he want to come back? The team is ready to win now, and despite the baseball god's best efforts, are doing just that. We are not where we're at now without his all-time great leadership. Countless managers would have punted on the season and moved on, but Bochy has not. He is potentially trending towards returning for another season in Arlington, according to Bob Nightingale. There is not a clear and obvious answer for what is going wrong. The moves that were made were clearly the right ones at the time and should have solved their 2024 problems, but instead, cratered them into oblivion. Fans have tried blaming everything from players for underperforming or the roof for being closed. There is clear unrest despite a clear path to the playoffs. A change of face is warranted. This is clearly what Bochy has always lived for. He has reiterated such words even recently. He can manage his way to a World Series while also being rumored for other jobs. If he thinks that this roster can be fixed, then he would likely be welcome back. If he thinks the roster isn't ready for him at his advanced age, he could very reasonably be expected to exit for another chance. So why shouldn't the Rangers bring Bochy back? Chris Young and company have been preparing for Bruce Bochy's exit for about a year now. Skip Schumaker was hired in the organization quickly after being released from the Marlins. There has been a large amount of speculation that he is next up for the spot. Wherever there is smoke, there is fire. There have been far too many articles and rumors about Bochy potentially taking other jobs, and the Rangers are prepared if that happens. Far too many question marks have appeared about this locker room and team for those rumors to not hold some truth. People can question anything about a team, but the second the identity is questioned, there is a problem. It should be clear if a team is ultra-aggressive like the Dodgers or patient and methodical like the Brewers. The Rangers seem to be in this gray area where they have no idea what team will show up. There are flashes of elite offense combined with their all-time pitching, and other times when you question if some of the players are aware they're playing baseball. The lack of consistency has led to a wildly disappointing season. There should have been an easy push to take a laughably weak AL West this year, rather than a fight to score 4 or 5 runs nightly. Bochy's lack of adjusting for a very large portion of the season and a lackluster coaching staff have left a stain on his run in Arlington. The locker room looked to be lost for a long period of time as well. The Rangers need to have a more consistent product nightly. If the team believes Bochy can bring that, then he will likely stay. If the team falls flat in the coming weeks, he may not have a choice. It will be a storyline to follow for the time being on if Bochy is told to stay or go. He may not leave it up to the front office to decide. And with all that, let me know your thoughts on all the topics we've covered in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like our video, hit that subscribe button down below, hit the bell notification button to be notified of future videos. And if you want to support the channel, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/TCNS. Or excuse me, my bad, that's the other channel. Yeah, it's buymeacoffee.com/TT Rangers. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.